6 months ago, we made a video. It was about Manchester United returning to a familiar philosophy, about Ineos looking backwards to move forwards, about rediscovering what actually worked in times of success, and we talked about Fergie's blueprint, a base of Premier League proven players complemented by calculated risks instead of expensive gambles. The signings of Cunha and Mbeumo felt like a return to this, a hint that United were done with the chaos. Now 6 months later, is it working? The answer is emphatically a yes. This has proven to be United's best transfer window since 2007, when we signed Tevez, Hargreaves, Anderson, and Nani. That's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We've just seen it against Everton. All three outfield signings combined for the goal, and Sonny Lemons made some top saves and won a Royal Rumble to secure United the 3 points. All four signings are delivering, different roles, different price points, different levels of risk, but every single one of them has proved their worth. Now let's start with the biggest surprise of all, Senny. £18.2 million. What a bargain. A goalkeeper who only football manager addicts would have heard of prior to him being signed. No Premier League experience, no Champions League pedigree. Just an unspectacular signing from Belgium that would have felt underwhelming to many. Just ask Paul Scholes. But here's what 18 million has bought United. The highest goals prevented per 90 in the entire Premier League. A goals prevented differential of 5.5, the best in the league. 5 man of match awards in the league. No keeper has more. And as impressive as those stats are, they only really tell part of the story. Watch Lemons for 5 minutes and you see something United just haven't had in years. Calm, stability, authority. For a club that's cycled through De Gea's decline, Onana's calamitous errors, and some all-time terrible performances from Bayinde, it has been transformational. Yeah, the right sort of transformational. Even on his debut, the Old Trafford crowd were cheering cross claims like they were goals. United have been in desperate need of stability in goal for a long time, and it appears they found it in Belgium for less than 20 mil. That's exceptional scouting and even better business. A decidedly more pricey acquisition this summer was Benjamin Šeško for just over 66 million. This was a gamble, a high-risk, high-reward signing that could easily have gone wrong. No Premier League experience, coming from a different league, a league with history of players not translating well to the Premier League, and a young striker carrying massive expectations. The type of signing that's burned United more than once in the last decade. Remember that list from our previous video? Anthony, Sancho, Højlund. Big money, big failures. But Šeško, so far, he's very different. 7 goals in 21 appearances doesn't sound spectacular until you see how he's being used. He's not starting most games. He's coming off the bench. He's adapting to the league and growing. And his goals per 90, a goal every 162 minutes. Better than a 1 and 2 man. That's top production for a young striker still finding his feet. And here's what really matters. A 94th minute winner against Fulham when United needed it the most. A 96th minute equaliser at West Ham. A world-class finish under immense pressure. 2 proper strikers' goals against Burnley to rescue a point. And scoring the only goal off the bench to secure 3 points versus Everton after an incredible counter-attack. And the pace on him. Woof. Tarkowski got left in the dust. These aren't tap-ins. These aren't goals against bottom half teams when the game's already won. They're impactful goals. He's winning United points by himself. And his attitude, by all accounts, is exactly what you want to see. No complaints about being benched, no social media drama, no agent briefings, just professionalism, hard work, and goals when called upon. This is what a successful high-potential signing looks like. Not immediate world-class production, but clear progression, tangible impact, the right mentality. And do you know what's key? United could afford to be patient with Šeško because they had Cunha and Mbeumo ready to deliver immediately. That's strategic planning. That's learning from past mistakes. Let's speak about Mbeumo and Cunha now. The 2 signings we talked about in that video 6 months ago, the Premier League proven players, the ones who embodied Fergie's philosophy, the signings ready to hit the ground running, and I think it's safe to say they delivered. 9 goals and 3 assists in 21 Premier League games for Mbeumo, the club's top scorer this season, a goal every 201 minutes. But again, the numbers don't capture it all. When he has scored goals has been just as important as the number he's put away. 2nd minute at Anfield, United 1-0 up. United's first win there in almost a decade. Mbeumo, opening goal against City in Carrick's first game as interim manager. A classic United counter-attacking goal. Mbeumo. Goal to get United back level in the 3-2 win at Arsenal. Mbeumo. Opening goal in the 2-0 win over Spurs. Mbeumo. Big games, high-pressure moments. Goals that set the tone. No real adaptation period, no settling in, just production from day one. That's what Mbeumo's been about. As for Cunha, it's 6 goals and 2 assists in his 23 league appearances so far. A goal every 272 minutes. The numbers are solid, but they undersell his performance. Coming off the bench against City, created a goal out of nothing for Dorgu. Ran himself into the ground. That spectacular long-range winner at the Emirates. United's first away win at Arsenal in almost a decade. That finish into the roof of the net against Fulham. Pure quality under pressure. A wonderful pass to start the counter-attack for the winner against Everton. And then just throwing himself in front of crosses and screaming in opposition's faces with minutes left in the game. Cunha can frustrate, sure, but he makes stuff happen. He creates moments out of nothing. He's not just scoring, he's working hard for the team. He does those small intangible things like winning free kicks to see out a game against top opposition, and rival fans hate it. He really is embracing hated, adored, never ignored. That is Cunha to a T. Something that really tells a story of this transfer window. United's top 4 goal and assist contributors this season. Number 1, well, Bruno Fernandes, obviously. The always incredible Bruno, with 6 goals and 12 assists. But look at positions 2, 3 and 4. Benjamin Šeško, Bryan Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha. 3 of the 4 summer signings. 3 players who arrived just 6 months ago. Already among United's most productive attacking players. That's targeted and transformational recruitment. When your summer signings are immediately your best performers, you've done something right. So yes, the signings have worked out well for United. They've rebuilt United's attack. But last season's attack wasn't exactly a tough act to follow, let's be honest. So how good have these signings really been? Let's look at an alternative reality. The players other Premier League clubs signed in the same positions that United could have bought instead. Eberechi Eze to Arsenal, Noni Madueke to Arsenal, Jamie Gittens to Chelsea, Florian Wirtz to Liverpool, Anthony Elanga to Newcastle, Xavi Simons to Spurs. Now compare that to Mbeumo and Cunha. United paid a Premier League premium, but are getting what they expected in terms of output. Liverpool overspent massively on Wirtz and have got 4 goals in 25 games. Chelsea gambled on Gittens, 0 goals. Newcastle risked just 10 million less than Cunha on Elanga, and it's been a disaster. Shame. Meanwhile, Mbeumo and Cunha are delivering exactly what United paid for. And what about strikers? Other clubs spent big too. Victor Gyökeres to Arsenal, Hugo Ekitike to Liverpool, Nick Voltemade to Newcastle. Now compare that to Šeško. On minutes played, Šeško has significantly fewer opportunities, but his goals per 90 is impressive, his impact off the bench is crucial, and his trajectory is scary good. Then there's Sen at £18.2 million. He was criminally cheap, a steal. The best goalkeeper signing in the league this summer by far, and maybe the best value goalkeeper signing in years. Thank God we decided on him and not Emi Martinez. 6 months ago we talked about Fergie's formula. Premier League proven players as your foundation, calculated gambles and high potential talent, smart low risk bargains where you can find them. I think it's safe to say that United have executed this perfectly for the first time in what feels like forever. And Mbeumo and Cunha are the foundation. Premier League proven immediate impact, big game mentality. Šeško is the calculated gamble, high potential, proper management, it's already showing returns, and Le Mans is the bargain that has changed everything. A position of weakness, transformed overnight. That's how you need to operate if you want to succeed. It's how Fergie operated. It's what United forgot for a decade. Chris Ravel has brought back in straight away. The premium on Premier League proven players is worth it when they deliver. United paid 128 mil for Mbeumo and Cunha. That's not much more than Liverpool paid for Wirtz alone. The risk on Šeško can be offset when you've got proven performers alongside him. Højlund failed partly because he was carrying too much weight too soon. Šeško is developing so well because he doesn't have that crushing pressure. And the Le Mans signing proves United's scouting is improving. Finding an 18 million goalkeeper who immediately becomes your starter and one of the best performers in the league, that's elite recruitment. This really was United's best transfer window since 2007. 4 signings, 4 successes. Different profiles, different price points, different levels of risk, but every single one of them has worked. For a club that spent the last decade making the same mistakes repeatedly, feels a bit revolutionary. For United fans who've watched Di Maria and Falcao, Schweinsteiger, Van der Beek, Anthony and Sancho failed to adapt, kind of feels therapeutic. Ineos looked at United's history, they studied what worked, they learned from what didn't, and they executed it. That's what a well-run football recruitment department does. It's what United used to be, and hopefully, it's what they're on the very first steps to becoming again. The question now isn't whether Ineos learned from Fergie's blueprint, they clearly did. Can they do it again though? Can they replicate this success in the next window? Can they build on this foundation and bring the same level of success to a midfield overhaul? Because if they can, if this summer was in fact not a fluke, but the start of something sustainable, then United might finally be back on the road to where they belong. Not just competing, but winning. So don't breathe when I talk, 'cause you haven't been spoken to.